All right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, 80 Smurf4. Today, I'm joined by Rank Tux on Ball, and today we'll be discussing about World Cup Matchday 2 discussion. So today we'll be recapping the Matchday 2 games. We're going to go by group. We're not going to stay here for too long because I have a meeting coming up in around an hour's time. So this stream will not be as long as the other streams usually are. So this will be like 30 to 40-minute stream, maybe 50 minutes, but I'll try to keep this like short and sweet. So there will be timestamps in the description below if you just want to hear specific parts. So, Rank, tell me, man, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling really good. The World Cup has been so good so far. There's been a lot of upsets, a lot of crazy results. We have three teams that have already qualified to the round of 16, two eliminated, and a few that have almost clinched it, a few that are almost eliminated. And it's all decided in the last match day. It's go big or go home now.
Yeah, Sebastian says hello. Hello to you, Sebastian. Hello to you. And as you guys see in the title, I put the three nations that have already qualified, so they've confirmed their spot. So, yeah, we're gonna by group. Cooley Alucard says, "AD, can I join?" Unfortunately, no. We're just gonna have one person. I would like to have other people join, but for today, I just want to keep one person just because I want to keep the stream short. And so maybe next time. Next time, I'll let you join. I'll let you join on Friday. Friday stream, we'll have a big one because I think group stage ends on Friday, so we'll have a big one for Friday. Friday, I'll let everyone join. But for today, I just want only two people. Blake Hernandez says, "Big up AD and Rank." Yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to you. All right, so let's start with the Group A games, shall we?
Yep.
So let's start with Group A. So I'll start the second minute mark, I guess. All right, so Group A, man. Let me go ahead and share an image so you guys have a visual. Let me see if I can find it. We'll just go by the we'll just go by here, I guess. We'll just go by this. Okay, so let me invite share screen right here. Okay, so tell me your thoughts on Group A, man, because Netherlands, man. Let's quickly go over all the teams. Qatar, man. Um, I do think, I do think, I do think they played a little bit better, a bit better against Senegal, but still not really
Yeah, not
much
good
better.
enough. Not what you'd expect for the home nation. Definitely the worst home nation so far. The World Cup already eliminated before the last match day, and yeah, it was a decent effort against Senegal, but you could tell that Senegal was just a much better team. Their stars up front came up clutch when Mane was still missing, and Senegal get a crucial win that keeps them alive in the tournament.
Yeah. So I gotta say, Qatar, man. Terrible once. I mean, they had played a little bit better. At least they scored, so at least they have that to ride home with. But still, overall, Qatar just defensively just looks shocking. Like that's actually the thing I'm more disappointed with is more their defense, really.
Mm.
So, um, so definitely. Oh, Matt's. By the time you replied, Rank has already replied. He replied earlier than you, so that's why he got first priority. So sorry, Matt's. It's just gonna be Rank for today. But like I said, you can always join the Friday one, and maybe even tomorrow. Tomorrow we might have a little Twitter space thing, maybe. Although I might save that for Wednesday because I'm a bit busy tomorrow, so we'll see. I don't know. Okay, so Senegal, man. As you mentioned, they got a crucial win. Senegal, though, I'm a bit skeptical whether Senegal can advance, man, because Ecuador's been looking really good.
Ecuador, yeah. Honestly, their game against the Netherlands, they should have won that game.
Oh
They
yeah,
are
yeah, one hundred
probably
percent.
kicking themselves for not winning that game in the end. Netherlands started off really strong. Really good goal by Cody Gakpo, a very good shot from outside the box. But after that, the Netherlands just kind of chilled out and tried to hold on to the game with possession. Ecuador started to pick up the pace slowly as the first half began. They got an equalizer, it was disallowed. Then in the second half, they got another goal. Again, Ener Valencia coming up huge for them. And Gonzalo Plata lands a shot at the crossbar. And yeah, Ecuador had like 15 shots. Netherlands had like two. The Netherlands were holding on to that draw for dear life against Ecuador, who looked amazing on the day. But yeah, in the end, Netherlands gets a result that is pretty good for them, considering they have to face Qatar in the last match day, and pretty much secures them a spot in the round of 16.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, man, definitely. So Netherlands, man, even though they did tie on the day, I still think Netherlands are in a good position to top the group, as you said. For Ecuador, they have to beat Senegal to have any chance. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they basically have to outscore the Netherlands, which is
yeah.
kind of rough because Senegal is going to be playing their hearts out knowing it's a must-win game.
Oh yeah, yeah, and let's be real, and Netherlands have the easier task, with all due
Yeah, for
respect.
sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
But still, big props to Ecuador, who looked amazing so
yeah.
far in the World Cup. Very,
Enter
very
Valencia.
surprising. They were
Enter
the
Val-
pot four team coming into this group, and they are showing up. They could do bits if they end up making it to the round of 16.
Yeah, Enter Valencia, man. That guy has been scoring so many goals. Like he is, he might win the Golden Boot at this rate.
He has more goals than World Cup games. That's insane.
Like, yeah, it's even better than Messi, Ronaldo. And I'm supposed to believe that they're great in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not trying to throw shade at them, but I just think it shows how good he is. You know. So obviously tomorrow we'll see what happens on the matches. So yeah, I think. Do you have any final thoughts before we move on to Group B?
Well, everyone is going to be looking at that Ecuador versus Senegal game. Senegal obviously must win to have any chance to advance. And yeah, it's going to be a great game. Both teams are for sure going to give everything in the pitch. It is the must-watch game from this group for sure. And yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, tomorrow we'll find out which nation makes that second place spot behind Netherlands. So let me read some of the comments before we move on, shall we? So Friday, I'm invited. Yes, you're invited. Well, it's everyone can join, so it's not just
Friday is going to be
specifically
a
you.
party.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Alucard says for me, Spain already made. We're okay. Oh, I didn't know you were only doing one guest. Okay. See, 80, what's good? Albuquerque says, what's up? I called it right. Valverde was bad today, and they told me it was a complete midfield. We'll get to Uruguay in a bit later. We'll get to them. SSB 28 says, yo, what's up? Qatar played better against Senegal, but they just haven't been good enough this World Cup, and we all overrated Uruguay. Everyone's talking about that. Serbia says, okay, I think Ecuador gets second. We overrated Uruguay. Pedri Gavi are over. Oh, man, Sebastian. I don't want to get into this kind of stuff with you. Okay. Jeez. All right, let's go and move on to Group B. Group B. Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh, man, I'm scared for tomorrow.
it's going to be great.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts on this group, man? Because this group is crazy, man. And the crazy thing is all nations can still qualify. I know Wales have a very difficult task, but
Yeah.
they still have a chance. It's better
Yeah,
than no chance.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah, tell me how you're feeling about this group.
Well, starting off with the Iran versus Wales game, Iran completely turned around after that 6-2 demolition against England. They looked like a completely different team. Clearly, something went on in between the days waiting for the game because they just played their hearts out against Wales and they deserved to score so much earlier. They were playing so well. They had Asmun had a one-on-one where he hits the post. Then the rebound happens. The other player strikes it from outside the box, hits the other post. It was like a crazy sequence. Iran couldn't find the goal that they deserved, and they had to wait until the 98th minute to score. So much passion from that Iran team, so much love for the nation, obviously. And yeah, it was honestly very well deserved win that now puts them in a actually favorable position to advance to the round of 16. So huge win for Iran, very deserved. And yeah, it was great to see that turnaround against Wales.
Yeah, and then England, USA. Oh man.
Yeah, England fans not happy about that performance. Like the USA completely dominated that midfield. Even if the USA did create a few chances, pretty much I think the 0-0 draw was justified. Both teams. I don't know if either team did enough to win in the day, but the fact that the USA looked slightly better, the fact that England's best player was probably Harry Maguire, says a lot about how they played. Mason Mount completely invisible during the whole 90 minutes that he managed to play. England. I don't know what to say. Shocking for performance after they promised so much with that huge win over Iran. They should still top the group, honestly, but it's going to add a lot of question marks to how far they can make it into the World Cup. As for the USA, huge point, because now fate is still in their hands. And considering the expectations we had for the USA coming into the tournament, it's really big that they control their own fate going into the last match day. Of course, it's a must-win game against Iran, but they had two great games, honestly. Great game against Wales, pretty good game, a great performance against England. Unexpected from the USA. It was great to see. And now they just have to win this game, and they'll be through to around the 16.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, man. This group, I think both of us knew this group was always gonna be tight. Like, for whichever teams were to advance, especially at second place. I think most of us believe that England were gonna top the group. That was never really in question mark. The bigger question mark was which team was gonna come that second place spot. Iran, USA, Wales, and now it's a shootout. And even as we mentioned, Wales still have a good chance as long as they beat England 1-0. Who knows? And if Iran. But they have to do it big because Iran, their goal difference is really bad. So who knows? Maybe Wales give it their all, and maybe if England is just so bad on the day, they can. I mean, I'm just trying to like formulate the possibilities, but let's be real. It's most likely between Iran and USA to get that second place spot.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be watching that game. It's gonna be absolutely huge. Both teams are gonna give everything, just like in the Ecuador Senegal game. It means so much for both teams, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. And let's see who gets that second place spot. Remember, guys, I did a preview on this game, so you guys could check that video out. I don't want to talk about that preview here because what's the point of making the video? So, make sure you guys check that video out. And there's also a community poll. And as far as watch along is tomorrow, I'm not sure if I want to do because I'm a bit too nervous, too scared. So
come on, we need to see it.
I will tell you this though, maybe I might do like a live match reaction as soon as the game finishes, and I'll come here live. It doesn't matter if we lose or win, I'll still be live. Maybe I could do something like that. I know I'm kind of a little busy tomorrow, so I might do something like that. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, let's go read some of the comments, and let's go ahead and read some of the comments here. Wales weren't good enough. Iran got a much needed result. Hennessy was right to be sent off. Okay. England will be back. Group stage is different than knockout football. We've seen this time and time again. That is true, man.
For sure. In the Euros, England had a very poor group stage, you could say, considering the opposition they had, and they made it all the way to the final. Like, it's just adding a few question marks, but they could still very well make a deep run.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, you guys are talking about off-related topics. I'm only gonna read the Group B comments. Okay, Harry Maguire was brilliant. Mount should have been subbed off. You guys did a great job of forcing England wide. Yeah, Mason Mount, man. Oh my god. I don't want to have a conversation about him because this guy, man. Anyways, the less said, the better. England don't have an inch in the midfield. Wales not doing crap. Let's be real. You never know, man. England always struggle against their local nations, supposedly Scotland, USA. But let's be real. England should, at the very least, get a draw. The very least. Zeus Foden's that guy. He just didn't get used. Okay. All right. So I think that's all related to Group B, man. It should be a crazy end to Group B. So. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. All right, Group C, man. Group C.
Another group that's going to have a crazy end, right? Every single nation has a chance here. A realistic chance as well, because Mexico is playing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Even Saudi Arabia can qualify as well. That's also a crazy thing.
Yeah. With how Mexico's been looking, I wouldn't rule that out either. Saudi Arabia has a real chance.
Yeah, let's talk about the two matches. Let's start with the first one. I believe Poland, Saudi Arabia. I think that was the early kickoff.
Oh yeah, you gotta feel bad if you are from Saudi Arabia, because I truly believe that they were the better team on the day. They were clearly the ones with the initiative, because Poland was once again playing. Even if they tried to position more aggressively, because they knew they needed a result against Saudi Arabia no matter what. Saudi Arabia still looked like the team that was creating the more chances, the more dangerous chances. They even had that penalty that was saved by Chesney that kept
Yeah,
them alive in the game.
I think I'll say the
And
rebound.
yeah, as well the rebound. And yeah, great. And then a great ball that's tossed to Lewandowski. He made a great play, pass back to Zielinski, scores the first goal, and then a single mistake in the defense awards Lewandowski his first World Cup goal finally. So that's great for him, obviously, and great for Poland, who get a huge 3 points that put them top of the group going into the last match day. But yeah, you gotta feel bad for Saudi Arabia. They could have at least gotten a point from this game, and they'd be in a much better position going into the last match day. But they still control their fate as long as they get a result against Mexico.
Oh yeah, and given what we've seen with Mexico, it's not entirely far fetched. Okay, and
Mm.
now the Argentina Mexico game.
Yeah, I made a review about the game as well. First half, honestly, dreadful from both teams. Neither team, you could tell it was basically like a knockouts game because both teams were more scared to lose than wanting to win. And yeah, Argentina without players like Paredes, we were playing Guido Rodriguez, where we're struggling a lot to progress the ball forward. We didn't get many touches inside Mexico's box. Mexico only had one shot as well. That was Alexis Vega free kick. It was a beautiful free kick, but a great save by Martinez. And in the second half, you could tell the attitude changed, and especially when the big man entered the picture, Enzo Fernandez. When he came into the game completely changed for Argentina because we started being so much more progressive. We forced Mexico to sit in a low block, and in that low block was where Messi appeared, scoring that beautiful goal on the bottom right corner of Ochoa to put a 1-0 that was much needed because the team was not showing up. We were not giving signs of life, and Messi appeared once again to save us. Honestly, we didn't play great. Maybe we deserved the win somewhat because we pushed harder for it in the second half. But yeah, it was a must-win game, a much-needed result that now puts us in a good position to qualify. But we still have a massive game against Poland. Basically, we must win as well. We can qualify with a draw, but we depend on our results, and you never want that. But yeah, massive win by Argentina. And Enzo Fernandez, he's making a case to start against Poland because that performance was superb. Even without the goal, we were so much progressive with him on the pitch, and that goal was just the cherry on top for him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I heard Rodrigo De Paul he wasn't good at all. He was disappointing. I heard, and Lautaro I thought was underwhelming as well. And I just think for Argentina, man, I think you guys have to play better as a team. That's kind of my big concern with you guys is that I feel like individual brilliance was kind of the difference maker you guys won against Mexico, you know. And I see people saying that, oh look, Argentina's back now. They won against Mexico. Like, let's keep things context here, guys. Mexico is one of the worst. This is one of the worst Mexican teams I think we have seen in our entire lives. Like, you may disagree with me, and it's just like dreadful. Like I'm sorry, Mexico didn't. Let me look at the amount of shots on target. They only got one shot on target. It's dreadful. And how come Edson Alvarez didn't start? Like, he is one of their most best young prospects, and he's not even starting. And the fact that Mexico didn't even call up Santiago Jimenez or Diego Lainez is disgraceful. And Tata Martino, man, you got to get out of there. And apparently, one of my Mexican friends have already told me that he's leaving after the World Cup anyway. So
Yeah, for sure. Like, this performance for Mexico, definitely not good enough. And not starting your best players like Edson Alvarez, like you said, he started Hector Herrera, Andres Guardado. Andres Guardado is like 37. He got injured at like the 40th minute of the game. Like, what are you doing at that point? I honestly don't understand. He played five at the back. It was just trying to hold on to a result, not ever trying to go for a win against Argentina. It was, yeah, must feel really bad if you're Mexican because this team is not representing your country well at all.
yeah, it's devastating. And even though Mexico is my rival, I still wouldn't want them to do well because I want one Concacaf nation in the round of 16. I want every confederation to have a nation represented, And even if it's Mexico, I would still be, happy for the Confederation, even if it's my rivals, supposedly, I know.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's a big disappointment for Mexico. And as for Saudi Arabia, man, I think they were just unlucky on the day. I will give credit to Poland. I do think they played a lot more attacking football than they did against Mexico. They were a lot better in the game. I think the 4-4-2 is definitely the better formation for them. I think what was it, 5-3-2, I think, or was it 5-4-1 against Mexico? They just played really bad football, like
Yeah.
really, really bad. Like this one was a lot more better to watch. Yes, it was still defensive, but it wasn't a lot like it was a bit at least more attack minded. It wasn't just like just defending. So and you have to give credit
Yeah.
to Chesney. Like he's
Hmm.
the only keeper. He's the only keeper in this group that is not conceded, and it's actually crazy that we don't really rate Chesney that highly when it comes to club football, but he's definitely done better than Emi Martinez in goal and Ochoa, which is pretty insane to think. You know.
Yeah, that
So,
game against Saudi Arabia for sure was Chesney was man of the match in that game. It was so insane.
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and read some of the comments, and then we're going to go and move into Group D. Okay. England have won last four against Wales. Huge win for Poland. Saudi can still advance. RJ was too concerned in the first half of the game. I think they need to attack more, and coach needs to play young players. RJ didn't play well. Not sure why Pulisic got the man of the match over Adams or Musa. Yeah, dude, the man of the match thing is, I'll be honest with you, it's I don't know if I should say it's more PR based.
Yeah, they don't matter.
So, yeah, Albert Cardinals are Matt, so you're never seeing England at all. Not really Albert, but maybe for the round of 16. I think the manager's more the problem than the team. I wouldn't write off Argentina either. I think against the bigger teams, they sit back and defend well and counter. Like, are you Argentini? Yes, he is Argentine.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
So, all
Yeah,
right,
there
Group
are
D.
big stakes in this group for me.
Group D. Oh, man.
They've done it. They have avoided the curse. It hasn't
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, Argentina, Poland, man. Not sorry, Poland. France. France have finally avoided. And, oh, my God, Kylian Mbappe. Talk me through, man.
Yeah, no, this guy. We've all doubted France, but when this guy decides to show up, it's honestly amazing to see. Kylian is performing so well this World Cup. First game against Australia, he was amazing. Now against Denmark, gets a brace, gives them the win in a very tough game because Denmark played very well, in my opinion, but France were just too much for them on the day, especially with the difference that Mbappe makes for this team. And yeah, France, looking now that they've avoided the curse, looking once again as one of the favorites. And we'll have to see how far they can go. And if the Kylian Mbappe keeps up this form, they could definitely still challenge for that title once again. It's going to be very interesting to see. Denmark, yeah, sadly not good enough, even if they did fight back for a good while. Christensen obviously getting that equalizer at some point. But now they are going into the last match day and they have to beat Australia if they want to get out. There's no other way. It's a must-win game for them. And it's going to be close because Australia has been looking a bit more decent than we thought they will be, honestly.
Yeah. I gotta say, man, I've been disappointed in Denmark in this tournament. I don't know about you. I've just been disappointed, especially on the day against France. I know they scored in the day, but I thought for the most part they were just underwhelming. I think Cornelius shouldn't be starting for them. I think they need to start Poulsen, because I mean I don't really think Poulsen's that great, but I think he's better than Cornelius. And I just think for Denmark they gotta try I think they gotta get Ericsson more on the ball. I feel like Ericsson's really been quiet for Denmark. He's not really been the guy that we've been seeing for United. So I feel like Denmark's been really underperforming. Give me a quick thoughts on Tunisia.
Oh, Tunisia, no, they gotta feel really bad. After getting that first draw against Denmark, you thought that was a great result as long as they beat Australia. And they tried everything, but they ended up conceding and they couldn't recover. They tried everything, throwing the kitchen sink and everything to Australia, but they couldn't get an equalizer. And it must feel really bad for them because they look like the potential dark horse of this group. And yeah, with that loss against Australia, it's all gone away because now they have to play France on the last match day. Even if France is gonna play a bit more relaxed because they are qualified and probably top of the group as well,
Yeah.
still it feels really bad for Tunisia. I don't know if they can get a result, even if France play their B team. Tunisia has to win and expect another result, so it's going to be very hard for them. So yeah, not getting that win against Australia or even a draw, it was terrible for their campaign. You gotta feel bad for them.
Yeah, in Australia, man. Even though I don't think this national team is really that great, they have a lot of character. I think that's one of the key things I really noticed with Australia, and that's the reason why I actually really picked them to get third. Is that I do think Tunisia have a way better team than them, at least on paper. But Australia, they just have that character. They just have that determination. They'll never say die attitude. And look what they did in the playoffs, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I think Peru were better than them for most of that game. You know, and the fact that they managed to pull through is very, very impressive. So I just think for Australia, they're going to give it their all. I mean, I know Denmark's been really disappointing, but do we really think that Australia's going to get to the round of 16? Because if they do, it'll be pretty insane achievement.
Yeah, they haven't made the round of 16 since 2006, and that was like the Australian golden generation. We were talking about this Australia team like the worst Australia team that has made a World Cup. And now they are on the brink of making the round of 16. They just need a draw against Denmark and they are through, basically. And like you said, they have a lot of character, so they could definitely get that result if things go their way. Denmark is absolutely going to try everything as well to try and win that game. So it's going to be one of the massive games of the group stage for sure.
Yeah, and you can see so far a lot of the groups that one team just needs a draw, one team needs a win. Like there's like a lot of like similarities, in high stakes, So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'll do a prediction video later tonight when I get back from the meeting, hopefully. I'll drop a prediction video from a Matchday 3 predictions because it's going to be pretty interesting to say, at least. Okay, let me read some more of your comments. Poland 0, Argentina 2, Saudi Arabia 2, Mexico 1. Thoughts, Rank?
I hope. I mean, I expect Poland to play very defensive against us. Like, if they can park the bus against us, I'm sure they will. But I hope we get that win. We need it, not only to qualify to round of 16, but also to avoid France. So it's going to be huge.
Yeah, you don't want to play France right now. Let me just say this right now. Argentina doesn't have the most technical team, but a lot of these guys work hard, in my opinion. They'll always keep you in the game. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, for sure. I think against Mexico, we really weren't technical. We weren't good footballing wise, but we left everything on the pitch, especially on that second half, and that determination and willing to fight was what got us through that tough game for sure.
Yeah, agreed. France started well this game, had a slow 35 minutes, were excellent second half. Yeah, France were really good in the second half, I gotta say. Denmark aren't showing up yet, but they just need to beat Australia. France is scared, but the curse might be taking them out. They'll get beaten by a better team in the knockout rounds.
But who's a better team?
Yeah, we'll see. If Australia beat Denmark, could have been Peru. Yeah, he's a Peru fan, by the way, so it just feels more agony for him.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Yeah, France with Saudi would be great advert for the Middle East.
Somebody can say. Stunks. Yeah.
Oh man, imagine Saudi Arabia eliminates France.
The scenes.
Yeah, dude, I like that. I don't want it would just be too crazy to imagine. I'm still not sold on France midfield.
I mean, they're pulling through so far.
Yeah, I mean, granted, let's be real. It's not really that difficult to do for France, So let's see if they can do the round of 16. But the thing I'm actually worried for France the most is really the defense. I think the defense is the most sketchy part of the team.
Probably, yeah. We have to see.
Yeah. Do you think Australia play for the draw for the win in the playoff against Peru? They seem very nervous in finals, so they could experience the same thing against Denmark. I feel what they're going to do is they're going to be playing a counter-attacking style. I think Australia won't. They'll try to play a bit of both. Go for the draw, but also go for the win. Because the thing is, you don't want to go just for a draw. Because I notice whenever teams just play for a draw, you always lose. Like, I just noticed that, But if you play for a win, then a draw is fine, so.
Yeah, maybe if the game is still level at and there's 20 minutes left, then you start parking the bus, but you don't want to do that when there's a lot of time left.
Yeah, and like I said, man, playing for a draw is a very bad mentality. You always want to go out the win, even if a draw is fine, and that's the beauty is that even if you don't win the game, you're still going through. So, but if you play for a draw, if you by chance concede a goal and you park the bus, then there's not enough time. So
Hmm.
that's the thing. So, you know, all right, Group B. Group B is gonna be
Oh my!
insane. Oh gosh.
This group exploded in the second match day. It was insane.
Oh man, Group E, man. Talk me through this group.
You gotta feel so bad if you are Japanese. You had one job, just beat Costa Rica. That's the only thing you had to do, and you were through to the round of 16. We're talking about how you're gonna do against one of these Group F teams, and no, they absolutely bottled it. They had the win in their eyes, and one single shot from Costa Rica was enough to lose them the game. It stinks so bad for them. Now they are in a very difficult situation all of a sudden because they couldn't convert their chances against this Costa Rica team. They gotta go against Spain in the last match day, and they have to get some sort of result to at least hold on to their own fate. And it really must feel bad because now that huge win that you got on the first match day against Germany feels like it was for nothing because you couldn't beat Costa Rica. It has to be so bad for them.
Yeah. It's also sad for me because I wanted to see like upsets, but at the same time though, I'm happy for Costa Rica because they're the only nation of CONCACAF that's won. Which is actually funny because they're probably the worst nation of the CONCACAF nations too. The irony, man.
They are crazy scenes. And then we had a very good game between Spain and Germany. Both teams trying to cancel each other out. That's why probably it wasn't as fancy of a game like we expected. But I think that Spain looked better on more portions of the game, but Germany, whenever they were in possession, they looked so much more dangerous than Spain. And you could see that Germany, knowing that they were putting themselves in a very difficult situation with a loss, went for that equalizer with everything they had. And Fulkrug, the guy that just got into the squad in the last few days, scoring that huge equalizer for Germany that now puts them in a decent position to escape the group as long as they beat Costa Rica and ask for Spain to do a job against Japan. They still have a very good chance to make it through. So this group is up for everyone to grab, which is honestly amazing, just like Group C.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So what was the Spain Germany game? I didn't get I think I saw most of this game. The strikers, man. Never underestimate strikers. I'm gonna say this right now. Strikers is very important to a team. And I think we see most of the national teams in this World Cup don't have a great number 9, and that's really been hurting them to score goals because they're such a crucial part to the team scoring goals. And we saw how Morata and Fulkrug, they came off the bench and scored for the respective teams, you know. And it was actually really interesting with this game is that Germany honestly should have won. Germany could have honestly won this game because I know many people prior to this game were saying that Spain was going to easily win. I saw some people would draw, but I don't think I saw many people say Germany won. And it would have been crazy. Imagine Germany won. This group would have been even more crazy. Everyone on 3 points.
Oof. Yeah, it would have been a crazy match day for sure. Still, everything is up for grabs in the final match day. We are going to have to keep an eye on both games. Like, you cannot watch only one. You have to have, I don't know, your screen split or something because it's going to be crazy drama in this group for sure.
Yeah, I might do a watch along for the Group E games because that's going to be insane. I think it's on Thursday my time, so I'll try to see if I can do because that's going to be insane. It's going to pop up on, I think it's on 2 p.m. So I'm really excited to see how this group concludes because, like I said, all 4 of these nations have a good chance to qualify. None of these nations are out, which is crazy. So, and yeah, Spain, man, Musiala, man, and Leroy Sané. Did you see that Leroy Sané misses the end, man?
Oh, yeah, it was very painful, honestly.
Yeah. So,
of course, I wasn't rooting for Germany to win, but it was still painful to watch.
Yeah, even if you're a neutral, you're like, how did you miss that? Like put your bias aside, like that. How you miss that chance is like beyond me. And Musiala, man, it was crazy. So, yeah, Spain, man, they're in a good position to advance though with their heavy goal difference. So, assuming that they don't get thrashed by Japan 8-0, they're probably in the round of 16. So, now if that does happen, Japan.
Much.
Now if that does happen, Japan win 8-0, then I will gladly accept my apology because that will be insane.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy for sure on the last match day. Spain, I don't know. They look like World Cup favorites again after their game against Costa Rica, and for sure they played very well at some times against Germany. But this is big game credential for Spain. We gotta see if for sure I believe they're gonna make the round of 16. But once they're there, I want to see how they do in those big games because they need, even if they play great football, you need to finish off the job. It's not gonna be enough in most of the games if you don't manage to convert your chances.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be absolutely insane. And I do agree with you that Spain, like, this is why I say when people is that Spain are so good, is that yes, they're a great team. I think possession wise they're great. Their passing is great. Their defense is okay. But it's just the attack, man. I'm sorry, the attack is very average. Like Ferran Torres, he's not that great of a player. I've said this before. I continue to say this again. I don't care what he did against Costa Rica. He's just not that good of a player. And then you have the likes of Asensio. I never rated Asensio like that. I don't know why people are getting so hyped about him. And the Morata. It was actually sad. Morata's probably their best player in the attack, which is actually says something, which is actually sad.
Yeah, I think Dani Olmo has been decent, honestly, as well.
Oh yeah, Danny Olmo. Like, I mean, I would say probably the second best. And
Hmm.
why is Ansu Fati not getting minutes? Like, what's the point of calling him up if you're not going to bring? What's the point of calling him to the squad if you're not going to play him at all? Luis Enrique, please explain that to me. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let me read some of the comments. I think we're going to go ahead and move on to Group F and the G and H. So we're at 36 minutes. So we're not doing too bad in time, although I do need to wrap up the stream probably around 10, 15 minutes. Okay, let me read some comments. After dinner 2 nights ago, I got invited to an Australian bar, which there was a party. Interesting.
Ooh.
That's nice to hear. Huge opportunity missed by Japan. I think they could get a draw against Spain, like 1-1. That's actually sad with Japan, is that even if they do tie, they may still not advance. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I mean, basically the only way they don't advance with a draw is like if Costa Rica beat Germany, right? But yeah, it's possible that they don't make it.
Yeah, now USA is worse than Costa Rica. Spain would have won by more versus USA. Nah, come on, man. Oh, come on. Like, I mean, like, what I mean by worst, I mean like worst team coming into this World Cup. Like, they were the lowest ranked team. Okay, and I know USA has not been that great in this World Cup, but they haven't been that bad. Okay, so, jeez. Spain were better until Germany stepped up. Musiala is considering Simmons an okay goalkeeper. I do agree with this. I think Spain were good until Germany subs came on, and then when Germany substitutes came on, I think Germany were way better. In my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that statement.
Yeah, Japan, man, it was in your hands. I'm quite honest. If Japan and Costa Rica wins, they go to round 16. Oh my god, imagine that happens.
Yeah, the scenes.
I would love for this to happen. I mean, I have nothing against Spain. I have nothing against Germany, but I'm all about the upsets. I love underdogs. I love underdog nations. You know, it's nice to see underdogs do well, and it'd be great for CONCACAF and Asia as well.
Yeah, that would create a crazy bracket as well.
Yeah, that sign of chance is harder than it looks. The angle is not there when someone is running at you. I understand his thing, but he should have shot. Poi says, yo. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and move on to Group F now. Group F.
F for these guys. You see, I'm wearing this jersey because a moment of silence for the Belgian boys who flew a bit too close to the sun, honestly. What happened to this team? they were supposed to make a comeback, but they were supposed to bounce back after that bad game against Canada. That Canada game should have been their wake-up call. And no, they somehow looked even worse against Morocco. Morocco, props to them. They are a great team. They've shown they put up great results against, on paper, the two toughest opponents in this group. And they have a great quality as well with some of their players. But man, that Belgium game was so bad. I never understood what they were doing. Martinez looks completely clueless about what to do with his team, and the substitutions made no sense or were too late. I honestly don't know what to make out of this Belgian team now. The dressing room seems to be exploding against Martinez. Kevin De Bruyne is saying a lot of stuff. I know he's a very honest guy, but sometimes you need to keep your head down and just keep working harder because he's honestly not stepping up either. Like, he's in no position to talk. And now they have to get a win against Croatia. That's the only hope they have. it's looking very, very bad for them.
Yeah, and Belgium, man. I even saw Courtois was mad after the game as well. I saw, like, I think on Twitter, I believe he was mad as well. And it's just crazy because Belgium, man, where do we even begin? I mean, this team, man, is really falling off. And the 2018, man, imagine they had won 2018 World Cup. We would have a different conversation about them now. We wouldn't be as harsh as we are on them now, probably, you know.
Yeah.
And they should have won the World Cup. In my opinion, they were the best team in the World Cup. Like, in my opinion. You guys may disagree with me. And I agree with you, Rank. Like, I think that Canada game should have been the wake-up call. They should have lost the game. I think the fact that they won the game made people think, okay, they're back. You know, it's all good now. But I think this is where, because karma's always going to bite you. You know, every time you edge out these wins, like, undeservedly, you're always going to get caught in the next round. You know, it's not going to get, it's not sustainable. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
You know, and I just think for Morocco, man, they were great on the day. Amrabat in the midfield was fantastic. This guy was fantastic in the midday. I know he didn't score in the day, but geez, this guy was fantastic. Hakim Ziyech I thought was also really good. And it's crazy, even with when their coach took off Hakimi, I was like, this
what is he doing?
Yeah, like, this is over for Morocco. Like, I'm sorry, they're not scoring. But I was wrong. And it's a bold substitution. And I just think for Belgium, man, it's a huge, huge blow. And is there actually a chance that Belgium don't go to the round of 16? Because a lot of people were actually talking about this before the World Cup. There is a possibility. And now it's looking like it come to fruition. Now, they still have it in their hands. As you said, they have to beat Croatia. Because I don't even think a draw would be enough, right?
No, it wouldn't because of goal difference. I mean, maybe they can get a draw and then hope Canada thrash Morocco, but no, realistically, it's not happening.
Yeah, and for Belgium, man, it's looking terrible at the moment. Let's talk about Morocco for a bit. Let's give them some praise, and we got to give the praise to the winning team, because coming into this World Cup, they had a lot of crazy stuff. You know, they sacked their coach a few months before the World Cup, which always could be a great decision or a terrible decision. And it looks like it's paying dividends. And Morocco, man, they look great on the day. I think they're fantastic. They're the only team that has not conceded a goal in this group, which is incredible. And they might be Africa's best chance to qualify for the round of 16. Like, they might be the best chance. And,
they are in a great position now because they just have to get a result against a Canada that's already eliminated. And sure, Canada has looked competitive in these games, but with how Morocco's been playing, I don't see them losing to Canada at the moment. And with a draw, they'll be through to the round of 16, and they are also in a good position to potentially top the group if they beat Canada and the Croatia-Belgium game gives them a good result for them. They can top this group at this point.
And let me just say this right now: if Morocco manages to screw this up, I'm gonna have to personally do something, because that will be embarrassing. I'm sorry, like, you cannot do this. Like, I respect Canada, but come on, Morocco, you cannot let this opportunity slip. This is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. You know, you have to get it done. No excuses. You know, so
for sure.
Like, it's gonna look bad. For Croatia, man, I gotta say, I predicted them top the group, and that was one of my bold predictions. And it's looking like it could come to fruition now. Although I will say Morocco is still up there, so it's not completely confirmed. But Croatia are probably in a pole position top the group, because they're playing a Belgium team, and as we just mentioned, Belgium have not looked great. So you would expect Croatia to beat Belgium, right?
At this point, yeah, honestly, it depends how much Belgium wanted, how much they've recovered mentally. I don't think much. And Croatia, man, they've been looking really good. Against Morocco, there were a lot of question marks about their finishing because they couldn't convert any of their chances. And that's probably a game in paper, they should have won. And I was having a lot of question marks as well, since they conceded early to Canada. Canada was looking like the better team on the first minutes, but then once Croatia stepped it up, they didn't stop. Nobody could stop them in that Canada team. They scored 4 past Canada. And yeah, all those questions we had about their finishing, like, out the window. Now we know they can finish and that they are a real team, a real contender to make it far. If they can get this last result, they need a last stretch against Belgium. And if they get it done and potentially top the group, they're in a prime position to make another wonderful run.
Yeah, and definitely Kramaric was fantastic on the day. Obviously, man of the match, in my opinion. I'm going to say Brozovic was also really good. And that midfield, Croatia's midfield is still great. That's one of the things that people don't talk about is that they have one of the best midfields in the world. Like I even think like their midfield is better than Brazil and France and Spain, which is a crazy thing to say. Maybe not better, but you can at least put them in the conversation amongst the best. You know, I also think Croatia's defense was also pretty solid in the day. Granted, it wasn't really tested that much. Perisic was also great, and the front three looked great for Croatia. And I think that should be the front three from now on, to be honest. So for Canada, I feel bad for them. They played well in this group. They weren't like, whippy boys. They weren't like, Qatar level. They actually played pretty well. They just got unlucky against Belgium. That was a game that if they had won that game, could have been things difficult, but it is what it is. I just think Croatia, Canada just, I just think it was just too much, too hard. I think they just came up against a harder team. They were dominant in the midfield and the defense. They were just too much. It was just too hard. You can't fault Canada for not trying. They tried everything they could. I think it was just too difficult.
Yeah, you feel bad for Canada for not getting that result, because if they had beaten Belgium, we'd be talking about Belgium being eliminated and Canada with a chance still to make it to the round of 16. Now Canada is fully eliminated, but they gave it their best shot, man. They really tried their best. They played their hearts out. They scored their first goal at the World Cup ever, which was honestly great to see. Alphonso Davies, the scenes. Everyone in Canada is going to remember that goal. And yeah, Canada... they have a last game against Morocco. They are playing for their pride, basically. I'm sure they are going to try to get a result there to at least go out of the World Cup with a point or something. But yeah, Canada has to exit this World Cup with their heads up high, because it was a great showing for a nation that isn't known for as a footballing nation. And yeah, they gotta keep their hopes up, because now they are looking at the 2026 World Cup, and that's a huge chance for them. With these results that they got in this World Cup, I think they got a lot of experience. They learned a lot, and hopefully the process to the 2026 World Cup is good for them, and potentially they can make it a lot better in that World Cup once they host it.
Yeah, and like I said, this was always the foundation. Like, it was always hard to expect, crazy things, and that this was just for them too early. I think this came way too early for them, but you needed this kind of experience, And so I think for Canada in 4 years' time, they'll be a lot better. I think they'll be in a much easier group. Remember, they'll be pot 1 as well. And so they won't get as difficult as the group they did, because I believe in this World Cup, I think they were a pot 4. So, it's always hard to, get expect so much when you're a pot 4 nation. It's really difficult. But they gave it their all. And of course, they scored a goal, which I'm sure they're happy with, even if they got destroyed. So, yeah, let me read some of the comments, and then we're going to go ahead and move on. Belgium are lethargic. I agree. I never rated Belgium. They didn't play for trophies. They played for Coca-Cola rankings.
Damn.
Dang, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. But yeah. I do see your point. See, the thing with Belgium is that they never really get tested when it comes to qualifiers and friendlies. It's just in the tournaments is where they disappoint. And because they're so good in the qualifiers and they rarely lose, that's why they're so high in the rankings. The Lega do. Belgium were not good this match. They didn't perform poorly, but for their stands and support showing. And now the chances of getting out of the group are very slim. The match show Morocco are like Man United 2008, 2019. Vaid, Houders, Mourinho, Wally Rigori, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ziyech, Kospagma. Belgian players going to fight yesterday. Zard, KDB, and Vertonghen got in the altercation. Lukaku had to step in. They're imploding. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Belgium are so reliant on Lukaku. They need him so badly. He is such an important player for this team. That's also another thing. No Denmark, no Serbia. Morocco's the real deal. Yeah, maybe Morocco's a real dark horse. Like we were talking about Denmark leading up to this tournament, Serbia. And now Morocco's like, you guys didn't talk about me, and now I'm going to show everyone why you guys wrong.
Yeah, everyone was talking about Senegal for Africa, but maybe Morocco was the real hope for Africa.
The match Canada started well, but the second half, their tactics game plan went wrong. I agree with this. Match Jones said Kramaric had a very good game. Sebastian said KDB is washed. That's a bit harsh, but I don't think he had a good game.
Yeah, he's a class player, but this World Cup, he's not showing up.
Yeah, and this is why I said with KDB, man, is that if you really are one of the best players of all time, you got to show up for Belgium. Like, I'm sorry, you have to do it. Like, no excuses. If you don't show up for Belgium, we cannot put you in that category. Okay? I'll admit he's one of the best Premier League players of all time. I'll put you in that. But I cannot put him in the GOAT category with, Zidane, Xavi, Iniesta. I just can't put him in there. Maybe you can, but I'm not doing it. Okay. Group G. I think we spent a little too much time on that one, so we got to wrap this up, and I got to go in like 10 minutes time, so let's keep this short and sweet.
Serbia, no. Serbia, it feels so bad. They blew it. There's no other way to put it. They blew it. They had that lead for against Cameroon. They were putting themselves in a really good position considering Switzerland then later lost to Brazil, and they blew it. Their defense got caught twice in a counter. Cameroon got those 2 goals, the equalizer, and now their chances are looking really bad. I gotta say, the big man Mitrovic, he let his country down. Honestly, of course he scored that goal. It was a wonderful goal, a great team effort. He was there for the tapping, but man, he had those 2 sitters. He had one where the Cameroon defenders failed to get the ball out of the box twice, failed to clear it twice, and he's in a prime position to score. He misses the target, and then in the second half, when the game is level 3-3, Dusan Tadic delivers a ball to him. He's on the penalty spot basically, and just also misses the target. Those were prime positions for a class striker like him, and he missed them both. Mitrovic should have scored at least one of those to give Serbia the 3 points. And now, yeah, it feels bad for them because they have to beat Switzerland no matter what. And it's looking pretty dire because Switzerland looked great. It feels bad if you're Serbian, how they blew that game against Cameroon.
I also think defense was also underwhelming as well. I think they defensively were not good. And that's one of my big concerns with Serbia is that, like I said, it's not all doom and gloom. Like I said, they have a doable task against Switzerland. They should be thanking Brazil that they won, because if Brazil didn't win, oh boy, it would be pretty much, it would be very difficult. It would be pretty much near impossible. Let's put it this way. Right. But now that Switzerland lost, and I got to say, Brazil looked really good. Obviously, Casemiro getting that late goal was fantastic. Vinicius getting a goal disallowed. For Brazil, man, it's a huge win, even without their talisman Neymar. That's a big statement, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. Brazil looked very uncomfortable in the game. Switzerland definitely made it very hard for them. Switzerland once again putting up a great fight against Brazil. And you could tell that Brazil was missing Neymar. Neymar is their best player and their most creative player. The team is built around him. And yeah, Brazil, they were really struggling to break down that Switzerland block, but they got it done. I gotta say, the game changed once Bruno Guimaraes came in. This guy is so much better than Fred. I don't know why Tite rates Fred so highly. Bruno Guimaraes is so good. Once he came onto the pitch, it was like Enzo Fernandez for Argentina. Bruno Guimaraes was that guy that made Brazil so much more dangerous in the second half. And yeah, they got that late goal. Great team play, a great touch by Rodrigo for the assist, and the amazing goal by Casemiro to give them a huge win that puts them already in the round of 16. For Switzerland, feels bad. They put up a great fight, but it wasn't enough in the end. But now they are still in a prime position because a draw is enough for them to qualify. But yeah, let's see what they do in the last match day against Serbia. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So huge win for Brazil. Let's read some of the comments and we're going to go ahead and move on to Group F. Group G. Serbia's so overhyped, overrated. I said, yes, right now. People can't say anything else. They're not out of it yet. But, good thing BLE is not here. So, at least I don't think he's watching. Yeah. Points are for Serbia, much less pressure for Switzerland. They can afford to lose against Brazil. I didn't know R9 was going to be Rich Charleston these days. People hype Serbia because they beat Portugal and won a relevant Nations League that nobody cares about. Okay, Sebastian. Okay. The problem for Serbia is they don't have a Vidic or Ivanovic in the back line. Yeah, that's where Serbia is. That back line is just so bad. They just concede too many goals. Forza Swiss. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. All right, now Group H. The final group, guys. Final group.
Oh. First, we had an amazing game between Ghana and South Korea. It was basically winner takes all. At that point, the winner would put themselves in a good position to advance, and the loser would be pretty much eliminated. And it happened to be South Korea. Ghana scored 2 very good goals at the first half. I think the South Korea keeper was a bit to blame for this game. Ghana only had 3 shots on target, and also them 3 went in. And yeah, South Korea managed to make that comeback, make it 2-2. But it wasn't enough. They couldn't hold on to the result or push for the win. Ghana ended up getting the win thanks to Kudus. Kudus was great on the day. Huge
Yeah,
props
fantastic.
to Kudus for saving Ghana there. And yeah, Ghana putting themselves in a great position to advance. South Korea are basically out. They have to beat Portugal at this point. It's looking pretty dire. They still have a chance, I guess, but let's see how they do.
Yeah. So that's gonna conclude, I guess. Let me read some of your final comments. We're gonna head out. Like I said, guys, I would love to stay on longer, but got somewhere to go in around 30 minutes time. So I could get ready that stuff. So um so one thing, did you comment the Portugal Uruguay game? Comment on that quickly.
No, I didn't comment on that. Portugal looked like the better team on the first half. They definitely had the initiative, but Uruguay was making a great job defensively. They were blocking every single shot. Rochet didn't have to make a single save in the first half, I believe. Even they had the best chance. It was a one-on-one for Rodrigo Bentancur, which was saved by Diego Costa. And in the second half, I think that what Diego Alonso tried to do for this game, playing three at the back, it wasn't correct. Like, you had players like Georgian de Arrascaeta and Pelistri sitting on the bench, and once they came on after the first goal, which was scored by Bruno Fernandes, of course, Ronaldo celebrated like it was his. He had a big contribution on the goal because if he wasn't there, Rochet just saves the shot. But yeah, it was a goal by Bruno Fernandes in the end. And once the substitutions came on for Uruguay, especially Pelistri and Di Arrascaeta, they started to look a lot better. They were trying a few chances and challenging Diego Costa. They even got a shot hit the post by Maxi Gomez. But Uruguay gave it their best effort, but it wasn't enough for the day. The VAR ended up giving Portugal a penalty to make it 2-0 on the end. So yeah, very unlucky for Uruguay, who still cannot score this World Cup. And now they have the most climatic end to this group. They have a must-win game against Ghana. It couldn't be other way. The most spicy matchup is going to happen. Ghana in a prime position to get revenge against Uruguay. They only need a draw and they'll be through and they'll eliminate Uruguay, taking revenge after 12 years. Uruguay want to make it 2 times by beating Ghana and making it to the round of 16. It's going to be a very nervy, very amazing game. I'm going to definitely tune in for that. Uruguay is going to try their best, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be crazy.
Oh man, that game, man, that game is, oh my god, that game is way too. It's gonna be too. It's gonna be too much, man. It's too good. And Ghana,
It's
you
too
have
good.
to do this. Ghana, this is the best chance you have against Uruguay. If you do not do this, I don't think you'll ever do this.
You'll never get revenge if you don't do this here.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go head off here. Let me go ahead and read some of your final comments. We'll head out. Abukar is underrated. Yeah, you can say Ronaldo, Messi, final Sui. Oh, rank.
We'll see. We'll
How
see.
would
I hope.
you hope for that? All right. Ghana gonna go
As long
second.
as we
They're
make
better.
the final, yeah.
They're better than Uruguay and Korea. South Korea versus Ghana was brilliant. Some great assists. Rank as Argentina. How would you say that Cristiano Ronaldo was ahead of God?
No, he didn't even touch the ball, but he did contribute to the goal. I will admit, if he isn't there, there is no goal. So props to him.
Yeah, Master on Portugal went great, but they done enough. And I think Uruguay's cuts look better than their tactics. To be honest, I'm going to Ghana versus Uruguay. All
That's
right,
gonna be
so
great.
yeah, that's gonna be an insane game. So I'd love to stay out longer, guys, but unfortunately, I gotta bounce. So thank you guys for watching the stream. I do appreciate it. Subscribe to Rank's channel. I'll leave in the link description. Probably when I get back. I can't do it now. I have to go. Um, and so last comment before I head out. So be bully, man. I can't wait. Another minute. Give star. Oops, black stars go and the Uruguay. Good luck from Ninja Brother. All right, man. Best of luck to Ghana, man. Best of luck. So as I said, make sure you guys check out his channel. You guys can just search up the name. I believe his name. That's a YouTube name, so you guys can just search it up there. And subscribe to this channel if you're new on here. Like to enjoy. Comment down below your thoughts in the comment section below if you're watching the replay. I'll put the timestamps when I get back. I promise. I just have to go now. I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.